All right. Hey, thanks everybody for hopping on tonight's team call. So, like I said last week, the next few weeks is all going to be kind of geared to new coaches. But obviously, if you want to build a business and want to build a team, you want to bring in new coaches. So, even if you're not a new coach, you definitely want to be hopping on these calls and letting your team know to hop on these calls as well, because it's just going to help them teach and duplicate. And that's what this business is all about, is duplication. So announcements, same with the Take Action Challenge May, June. We think Jenna won for a second time. I think she did. But to partake in the Take Action Challenge, make sure that you're completing 50% of your daily activity tracker. It's in the Coach Online office in the Grow My Business section. It's right there. Every 10 BOD group invites that you send out, you earn one entry, and then every new participant that you add to a BOD group also earns you an entry. So do your daily activity tracker and invite people into your BOD groups so you can win all the fun prizes that are being drawn May and June. So keep on doing that stuff. And obviously, besides the prizes, it's going to build your business as well. Tomorrow is the last day, Cinco de Mayo, for the $40 off for the Let's Get Up challenge packs. It has to be a new customer. I know some people were able to, if it's a customer going into a coach, they were able to use it. So you can try that way as well. If you guys need any codes, I have a couple that I can definitely give away. So just send me a message and I can give you guys one of those. Summer Strong sale. There's a crap load of stuff for sale. Just go to teambeachbody.com, look at all the stuff that's for sale. It's right there for you to look at. And then I already said tomorrow's the last day for the CEO code. So tonight we're going to talk about inviting as a new coach, because I remember when I learned like inviting, like, I don't want to do that. Like, I didn't like, that's awkward to me. But before we actually talk about inviting, what we're actually inviting to, let's just talk about the reality with this business. You're gonna get no's. I don't care how long you've been doing this. I don't care if you're the top coach. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're $1 million earner in this business. I know they still get no's every single day. Our job is not to get yeses. Our job is just to ask. So if you're too afraid and you don't ask anybody, the answer is always going to be no, right? But it's our job to just ask people if they want to join and do this with us. If the answer is yes or no, we can't have that emotional attachment to it, because if we continue our journey and they see us change in all of the ways, people are going to eventually hop on board. And it's kind of like reverse what we've been conditioned to learning, like going in school, right? Get straight A's, like 4.0, like you can't fail. And this business is completely different. You're allowed to fail in this. And I know for the type A personalities that are like, I have to do it right and be 100%. And oh my God, if someone tells me no, that means I'm not supposed to be a coach. And it's totally wrong. Um, all you need to do to have this business really work is a good few people doing good things. And that's really the team that I've built. Is I have a ton of coaches, yes, but it's the Pareto principle. 80% of those people that are coaches honestly aren't doing much. It's 20%, the people that are on this call, the people that are active in the team page, 20% that actually do something. So you don't need this mass amount of people. You just need a few good people doing a few good things. And the people that got me like to where I am today, like my first year, they're not here anymore, guys. I have people that quit on me all the time. It's just business. It is just reality of any business. So the people that are going to get you to your first rank probably aren't going to still be around for your second rank to diamond or to star diamond. It's always going to be people coming in and coming out. That's just the name of the game. So it's almost, I just want to say that up front so people aren't like, oh my God, people quit on me. Like, this isn't for me. No, guys, like people quit on me all the freaking time. My job is to continually recruit new people. And then here and there, I'll get lifers. I'll get people that stick around forever. And you guys know, like, we have such a great, awesome friendship connections. Like, most people don't want to leave because they're going to miss out on the community, on everything. So just know that 1 out of 10 people. So we're going to switch in a little bit to, if we ask people, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? Hey, do you want to watch my coach sneak peek? If you invite 10 people, one of those people are going to say yes. So that's like a 1 out of 10, right? I'm awful at averages, but it's kind of like baseball with Babe Ruth. You think he always hit home runs, and actually, he struck out a shitload of times, but he was known because he hit a few home runs every now and then. And his batting average was good, even though he still struck out a lot of times. So, again, reality is people are going to tell you no. It's up to you. Your job is whether you're going to ask people or not. And to get that one yes from those 10 people, it's going to take about 8 touch points, meaning 8 times for you to either follow up or talk to them. And these are all just averages, right? You might get those those unicorn people that message you and go, sign me up. Guys, maybe that's happened like meh, like 3 times in 8 years for me. That is, so if that's you, if that's how you came into the business, just know that's not really the normal. You're a unicorn. But also think about, like, how did you come into this business? Were you like, yes, right away? Or were you somebody that took a lot of time? Maybe it took you 2 years, maybe it took you 3 years, right? So remember that when you're reaching out to people, the longer you're here, the more successful you're going to be. So I used to say, be here in a year, but it's not be in here in a year. It's be here for the long haul, right? This business is about long-term growth. It's about the long game. It's not about the short game. Because if it's the short game, people just they drop off, they leave, they quit. Be here in the long haul, actually doing the daily activities, right? And that's how you create that momentum that it takes to build um, this business, and to always have people that told you no last month say yes this month. So eventually, all those 10 people that you've reached out to, I would say 8 out of 10 will be yeses eventually down the road. It's where the follow up is key. And I know what you're thinking. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to be a pain. I don't want to be salesy. But shit, if my coach didn't follow up with me 10 freaking times in the beginning, my life would be completely different. So don't look at this as how I'm going to bother people. Look at, how am I going to freaking change their life? How can this serve people? And it can help people. We all know health, fitness, finance, dream big, like whatever. This is the avenue. This avenue can open up all of those doors for people. So, first thing is always first, and we mentioned this before, be a challenger, right? So, before you're actually inviting, you have to believe in what you're doing. And the only way you can believe in what you're doing is actually do it. So, participate in your bod group. So, hopefully, you're in a bod group. Are you checking in every single day? Are you commenting on people's posts every single day? Are you, doing your workouts, energize, recover? Are you being a product of the product? And are you taking kind of awareness of how are those things changing you more than just physically? And that's where you're going to get your story, your journey of ways that you can post about this without just being like, I did my workout today. Yay. Like, no one freaking cares, right? But what did that workout do for you? How is your mindset changing? What struggles are you overcoming because you pushed through that today? And that's what you're going to be sharing on social media. So then when you do invite people, they know what you're talking about, right? If you're being a closet beach body coach and that you invite people, they're like, what the hell is she talking about? I don't see her doing any of this stuff. So you have to put yourself out there so that when you do invite people, they know what you're talking about. And even if it's a no, I promise you, they're still going to stalk you. They're going to watch you. And then one day, something that you're going to say is going to click for them. And if you're not around, guess what? They're going to go with another coach. So be here for the long haul and be that challenger first and share all that struggles and all the things that just talked about last week on our team call. I should make this bigger. There we go. Okay. So I know most of you probably learned about Beachbody or a challenge group or got into this because of social media. But I think for new coaches, reach out to what we call your warm market, people that already know, like, and trust you, and you already have a relationship with them. This business is a relationship business. It is a personal journey for people to entrust you, right? Like people just don't open up right away with like their health and their fitness and like their, all that kind of stuff. Like it takes that trust and that relationship for people to open up to you. So start with the people that you already know. And if you're one of my coaches, like I think on my checklist, like write a list of 10 people. And most people are going to say, I don't want to write down my mom. I don't want to write down my dad. I don't want to write down all the people that I know is in your head. I remember I had a coach and she quit within a week. I'm like, and she worked at like Lululemon. It was another girl from Lululemon, not Jessica. And I'll talk about this in a few slides too. And I was like, all right. And she was all into like CrossFit. She was like huge into like working out, all this stuff. I'm like, all right, write a list of 50 people that you know. And like a week later, she's like, I can't do it. I don't know 50 people. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I'm like, I know you work with at least 50 people. You just don't want to write their name down because you're already thinking of excuses why these people wouldn't join you. But like I said before, if you don't ask them, the answer will always be no. So write a list of 10 people. And I don't care if you're already thinking my mom wouldn't do this. Who does your mom know? Your mom knows a shitload of people. So maybe it's not for her, but I'm pretty sure she might know somebody that it might be for too. So it's not always who you know, but it's about the people that you know and who they know and who they know. That is really true network marketing and what I was really taught and built on 8 years ago. Yes, social media was around, but Bob Lucido, Lisa Hanson, they all built this business pretty much on like old school network marketing, like talking to real people face to face. And really that's like Jessica Bryson. I met her face to face and she's been here since 8 years ago being a lifer because we built that close relationship. And in real life, yes, 100% you could build this business on social media, but in the beginning, and even till this day, like I still build it like if you're in Cape May and you already are working with the coach, I'm like, who the hell are they working with? Like, I get pissed off because I'm like, I should have all of Cape May, right? And that's what you should feel like too, like with your community and the area that you live, because that face-to-face connection is just so much deeper than just a social media connection. And don't get me wrong, like I've recruited awesome, and you're probably on this call, awesome coaches that I've never even met before there and just on social media, but it's taken me a very long time to be able to do that. So here's a little thing, a little blurb, and this was from the National Wake Up Call last week of how you can invite those 10 people that already know, like, and trust you. And of course, make it your own. you don't always have to take a script and then copy and paste. Like if you don't say y'all, then obviously don't use that. But just invite them simply, and don't hesitate. Once you hesitate, the more time you're going to let pass, and then the more things in your head that you're going to come up with of why you shouldn't do this or why you shouldn't invite a person. And if they say no, it's not for me, you can be like, all right, totally cool. Do you know anybody that has talked about wanting to get healthy and fit? Right. So you don't always have to direct it towards them. You can be like, hey, Aunt Susie, like, I don't know if you saw, but I started this Beachbody coaching business. Would you happen to know anybody that needs help with their health and fitness and they don't want to go to a gym? It's not directing it at Aunt Susie, but maybe she's like, well, maybe me. But if it's not her, maybe she does know somebody, because what do women do? They bitch and complain about their weight and the gym and what they eat and all that stuff, right? So you never know. You just have to ask. So if they said yes to that combo, or the closest people reach out to you and they're like, yeah, I'm in, whatever, like you have your ride or die people, and they're in with whatever you, if you ask them, they're in. Don't throw the $40 discount out right away, right? I still have like a real human connection with them, see what they're struggling with. And there are a million package options, especially if you're a new coach. You're like, what is a completion pack? What is going on? What's an annual bod? Like, it's freaking confusing. Keep it simple. Just start with the one that you got, right? You know that. So that's simple for people to get started with. Um, and only use that below, um, that script for people that I'm talking about, the people that you're already closest with. Like, I'm not going to say that to someone on social media that I've never made a connection with, right? That's for like your people who are super duper close with you. And if they have questions about the pricing and all of that, reach out to your upline and they'll explain to you how you can explain all of that to people. And if you're always, that's one of the first questions I always get. It's like, how do I know pricing? I don't memorize everything. I just go to teambeachbody.com and I look at the challenge packs, and that tells me the pricing right there for everything. And then share a cart, to send a share a cart to those people, is super, super simple. And really, guys, that's how I became Emerald. I really didn't even ask my mom or Dave. I pretty much took my mom's credit card. I'm like, all right, here, you're signed up. I'm like, Dave, you're drinking the shake. I mean, I think he thought I was crazy. Now he doesn't. But sometimes you have to be bold enough, and it's almost just having the confidence of, I'm going to make this work no matter what. And even if you need to use people as like stepping stones to get that momentum going in your business and for you to get that confidence. And then, you know what? It changes their life. Like my mom, like she was a teacher, she was a librarian, and she was always so tired. She started drinking Shakeology. She was the most, I mean, skeptical person. I think she's in her 60s now, but you know, that generation, they don't believe anything. But I mean, still 8 years later, she's like, when is my shake shipping? I'm like, Mom, it's the same day every single month. She'll like die without it. She loves it. And same with Dave. Like we have to have like 2 bags in the house for him and his flavor. Because sometimes he has 2 a day as well. So that gave me confidence of like, wow, like my mom, who was like the most skeptical person ever, it started helping her. All right, like that gave me the boost of, okay, I feel like I can share this with other people and feel confident behind the products of what I'm sharing and talking with people about, besides just myself. When you can see it in somebody else, it just takes it up another notch. So make sure you already have a bod group set up, because this is what you're inviting people to. So if you're a new coach and you're like, all right, I see like inviting, but what am I inviting people to? You're inviting people to a challenge group, into a little group on your bod group where you can track all your workouts, you can share your struggles, you can give them daily motivation. And you're like, how do I do that? Just go on Beachbody on demand, Beachbody on demand, click on bod group, and then click on start a group. It's really simple. I think Parker can probably do it. And then you're like, well, what do I post in there? Well, guess what? We all have access to all that stuff too. So in your coach online office, in the Grow My Business section, there are challenge group guides. It says copy and paste day 1, copy and paste day 2. And you can come up with your own stuff if you're like, nah, I don't want to use anything scripted or anything that's already made. I want to do it my style. Cool. You can do it however you want to. Even if you just want to post a motivational quote every single day and share your workout with people every single day in that bod group, it's just a way to connect with people, and a part that most people don't have at the gym or anywhere else. It's that accountability and that support. That's the connection. That's the big, yes, we have the fitness, we have the nutrition, but it's really the accountability piece that makes people really stick around and really get results in a challenge group where they know other people are watching them and seeing, hey, this person didn't check in today. Let me message them and see if they're okay, if what's going on. So make sure you set up your bod group, even if you don't have anybody to invite into it yet. When you do, boom, you can add them in there and get going. You only need you and one other person, right? You don't need a group of 10 or 20 people to start a bod group. It doesn't have to be this huge group. So now that you know what you're actually inviting people to, you're inviting them to a challenge group so you can do the workouts, change your nutrition plans, all that stuff together. How else can you do this with your warm market, with people that you already know outside of social media? And I know I'm like driving this hard because we can talk about social media for like a month straight, right? And how to talk to people on that. That's why I wanted to kind of change the game up today. Is in person, like I said, you're going to make way stronger connections with people in person than most of the time on social media in the beginning. So have people over to do a workout with you. I've done this a few times. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Me and Jess, I did mom groups a lot. Like, I know what COVID things are a little bit wonky now, but I would go to like mom like twin groups, or they would have like monthly meetings or something. I'd go and do a free workout with them. I would just press the freaking play on my computer. Well, back then it was the DVDs, and do the workout with them. So I'm not instructing them. I don't freaking do that. I don't like doing that, but I can follow a video with them, right? So I gave them value for free. And me and Jess did a couple as well, like in person. You can do a shake and share where you just have people over and make a freaking shake for them, right? Like, it's not rocket science. You don't have to make it a big party. You can just, your friends over, be like, hey, you want to try this? Make them a freaking shake. If you shake your work with you, if you take your shake to work with you, make it for a coworker. I bet you they're going to ask, what are you drinking, right? So think, all right, if they're asking me that, what question can I then ask them to lead the conversation to talking about it more? So look for those opportunities in your everyday life that you can help people with this. So yes, it almost takes that planning and being prepared of like, all right, if someone asks me about what's in my shake, what am I going to tell them? I keep it simple. Hey, it's my superfood shake. Ask a question. Do you drink something with superfoods in it? Or have you ever heard of Shakeology before? Or, what do you have for lunch? Whatever. Make up a question so you can keep that conversation going, because they're asking you for a reason. It's up to you as a coach to keep that conversation going and see where it might lead. There was something else I was going to say in this, but I totally forgot because it's not on here. that's what happens. So like I said, make connections with people in real life. Give people free samples, right? Like I said, even if you're not making it for them, you can always send it in the mail to people. So even I did this in the beginning. I think the first person I invited was this girl from Rowan. She owned like a health and fitness studio, and I don't even know what I said to her. It was like so awful. Not awful what I said to her, but like how I said it. And it was just a way for me to just get myself out there, right? So you can say, instead of saying to people like, hey, do you want to try this as a sample? Be like, hey, I know like you're super into health and fitness. I would love to get your recommendation or your opinion on this shake I drink. Would you be up to trying a sample? That's a perfect way to just get it out there, right? You have no idea if they might love it. They might look at the ingredients and go, holy shit, like this is actually legit. It's not just a regular protein shake, right? Especially if they actually know what they're talking about. They're going to look at the ingredients and go, wow, that's pretty good shit. Um, so just think of different ways that you can get out there in your community, wherever, guys, and I still do this to this day, wherever I go, if I'm at, and I don't like to go anywhere. I am a homebody. If it's Friday night, Saturday night, I really want to be at home on the couch. Um, but for like birthday parties and really anywhere I go and I meet new people, I always find them on Facebook 100% of the time. I might not say anything. That's where my shy part comes in. I might not say anything to them while I'm at the party, but I'll find them on Facebook. And guess what? They're going to see my stories every single day. They're going to see my posts. So it's just a great way to get new people, right? So you have your warm market now, the people that know, like, and trust you as a new coach. And then you're going to be like, Rose, I already talked to all my warm market people, all my friends and family, and they said no. That's totally fine. Sometimes a new coach might have closer friends and family, and other people might not have their friends and family support them right away. But this is where growing your network comes into play, and what we'll teach in some of the other team calls later down the road is you always want to be finding new people, getting them into your life, and then you're going to be warming them up with your stories and your posts. So you have to be adding new friends on Facebook and Instagram. And a funny story, I just want to see what time. Okay, at 15 minutes. I I always have like funny stories of like where I meet people. Um, I met this one girl at like what was it? Like one of those like horse feeding places. Um, Tractor Supply. I don't know why I call it horse feeding places, but I had chickens at the time, and I was like in the aisle, like looking for the hot lamp thing for them and food and all that stuff. And there was this chick. She seemed like she knew what she was talking about. And I'm super shy, but I was willing to put myself out there because I just wanted more for my life than where I was. So I was willing to get uncomfortable and just talk to people. And I asked her for her opinion. I didn't say, hey, do you want to try Shakeology? Hey, do you want to get in my challenge group? No, I was building a relationship with someone in the store. She looked like a friendly person, not a creeper. And I don't know what she told me about chickens and this and that, but like she was super into all that farming stuff. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I friend you on Facebook if I have any other questions? Like, I'm sure I'm gonna like, I want to keep these chickens alive. And she's like, yeah, sure. And she gets Shakeology all the time. And that was probably like 7 years ago. So you never know where it's going to lead. Just get people in the door of watching your social media and letting that start planting the seeds, and it takes care of itself. So where else can you do this? Your kids' baseball teams, right? I know everyone's like, I can't make the team calls. I'm at my kids' baseball games. There's plenty of parents in the bleachers. You don't have to bring it up there with them. Add them on your social media and have that do the work for you. I take Parker to dance class, mom groups. Get involved somehow, some way. Before I had Parker, I used to do a business networking group, which I freaking hated because it made me get super uncomfortable. I had to do a 30-second commercial every Thursday morning. Like I would have to stand up and like, but it taught me how to public speak. It taught me how to get the hell out of my own way. And I connected with people that I never would have connected to in the community. And even still to this day, I get referrals from those people, and I haven't even been there in 2 years since I had Parker. So you have to ask yourself, like, how bad do you want this? And be creative with how can I find people that need and want this in their life too, and start making those real connections in real life. So, how about my social media? Guys, some coaches will have great following right off the get go. I only had 400 friends when I started. I did not have Instagram. I still don't even have TikTok. Like I, I'm always learning more about social media. Like I said, in the beginning for new coaches, you already have people that know, like, and trust you. Start with them, um, and you'll learn as you grow with social media, right? So that's like why we're telling you to do your coming out post. That's just one post though, right? Like in 5 minutes, people are gonna forget about that and go watch a million TikTok videos, right? You have to be consistent. You have to be posting every single day. And if you're like, I haven't posted ever and you want me to post every single day, start with twice a week, start with 3 times a week, build yourself up. Do something a little bit more every single day that you weren't doing yesterday to get that momentum building up. So don't think you need to have this massive following right away. It doesn't work like that. It builds up because of all of the little things. It's not the big things that you do in this business. It's the small, insignificant things that you don't think makes a difference that actually makes a difference. So hopefully all of you new coaches made your coming out post. Make sure to reach out to those people that liked or commented. And yes, even if you did this 2 weeks ago, I want you to go back and reach out to those people. Whether you're just thanking them or starting a conversation with them, you could use this script. But like I said before, make it you, be a real human being. I always say it short and sweet. Hey, thanks so much for liking my post. So it's super awkward for me to put myself out there. Were you just being super supportive or do you want more info? Right? So you never know where it's going to lead. That person might be like, nah, I was just giving you a like. Or sometimes people say, like, my kid did it. I'm like, okay, whatever. It started the conversation. And guess what? Having that message puts my post higher up in their Instagram or Facebook feed. So even though it was like, yeah, my kid just pressed the like, now they're going to be seeing my post more often because we had that message, and who knows where it's going to lead from there. But you have to be willing to put yourself out there, um, and reach out to those people, and don't just be, sometimes I do this still. I'll make an awkward post. I'm like, "Bleh, let me put it out there, run and hide, turn my phone off." I think we've all done that if we posted like a before and after picture or done a really vulnerable post. But I will go back and I will comment and like and do all those things, because then you're like, you're throwing that post away. Like you made all that up, you put your hard work, and especially like your first coming out post, you're probably sweating and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. But then you didn't follow through with actually messaging people. Go and do this, please. Hold on, my mouse disappeared on me again. There we go. And it disappeared on me again. All right. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. And one thing that I forgot to add on there as well. And you're like, Rose, you didn't really tell me how to. Oh, you know what? I did have more. Hold on, but I only have like 5 more minutes. Why is it not working? I'm going to put it in the comment section. So just copy, and I'll put it in the team page when I post the recording too, is when you get a response from people that you're commenting or messaging after they commented or liked on your post, you go to this document, it will tell you, all right, they're like, yeah, I'm interested. Now you're like, shit, what do I say? Ask your coach. Be like, I got this conversation. I always tell my girls, screenshot your messages. I'll tell you what to send back. But copy and paste that Google Doc. It's going to give you all the what do I say after that, and have that conversation with people to get them hooked up with what's going to work for them. So I have like 3 minutes. Did you guys have any questions? I'm just going to read through the chat really quick. Yay, we have some new coaches on the first team call. Yeah, guys, like coworkers, I had when I worked at the school, I would have all the janitors, all the coaches. Now I have my old high school students that are challengers of mine. Like, don't miss that opportunity to help the people that are already in front of you. Yeah, and the people that you already do business with, right? Like I got my hairstylist, they signed up last month. And he's been my hairstylist for maybe a year. So sometimes it takes time, but it you're in business with them for something else and you're talking about what you do, like don't be afraid of that, right? Like you have to put it out there. Yeah, Tracy took her reset meal to the ball game. And old school is what we call it wear and share. So anytime you do a program, you complete a program, you send in your before and after pictures, you write a little blurb of your story, and Beachbody will send you a t-shirt. I still have my first Insanity shirt from 8 years ago. I love it. It's like one of those old t-shirts I'll never get rid of. But man, that one got so many conversations started. One time when I first moved down to Cape May, I was in Bed Bath and Beyond. I had my 21 Day Fix shirt on, and like I did back then, I made it purposeful to talk to people. I never knew where the conversation would go, but I was in line at Bed Bath and Beyond. There was a person in front of me. I liked her sneakers. I'm like, oh my God, those are the cutest sneakers ever. Where'd you get them? And we started having a conversation. She looked at my shirt. She's like, oh my God, I did the 21 Day Fix. I got such great results. I'm like, no way. Who's your coach? She's like, I don't have one. I'm like, well, let's be friends on Facebook. You can join my group. And some of you guys from Cape May might know her, Jen Ackroyd. She was a coach for maybe like 2 or 3 years. And of course, like she knew Dave. So you never know. Just asking or giving somebody a compliment and wearing your Insanity shirts or your 21 Day Fix shirts, or after Let's Get Up, or your Beachbody shirts. People notice that. So if you start the conversation, it might lead to you don't know where, but you got to put yourself out there and ask people. Rachel says, I feel so guilty with my old students and girls I coached. Only if they reach out to me do I follow up. So many fears I still have. And yeah, it takes time to be like, oh, do I reach out to them? Is that okay? But why wouldn't it be okay? It's like you're helping them with their health and fitness. You're not like selling them, I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't sell them drugs, but you know what I mean? Like, what's the worst case scenario? Or like, we have most of our teams are like teachers. Oh my God, like I can't do that because I'm a teacher. Well, what's wrong with you posting about nutrition? Like that's just health, right? You don't want to be in your sports bra and shorts. You don't have to. Did I do that back in the beginning? No. But now I can because I'm my own damn boss and nobody can tell me what to wear. All right, guys, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, obviously reach out to your coach, reach out into the team page. I am going to post a recording in the team page as well, and that link for that document. So when someone's like, yes, give me more information, you know what to say to them. All right, guys, have a good night. See you next week.